Court is calling 2024 CR 3355, State of Texas versus Zayden Ali. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Darahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Kurt Hockey for defense.
And are you Mr. Ali?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Mr. Ali, did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Son.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Ali, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Absolutely, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. All right, excuse me, off the record.
Yes.
If you can just move down to the other end with your client.
We're finished, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Sorry for the interruption. I apologize.
No problem. All right. According to the plea bargaining agreement, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State is at the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? I'm sorry?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State Exhibit number 1 with all its attachments.
No objection, Judge.
State, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
The client has a good job. He has a job starting today at 5 p.m. He works for a scaffolding business in construction and has appeared at every court date and done everything he can to comply with the court and with my requirements of him as well.
All right, do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Possibly have Delta 8.
All right. So here's the thing. When you're on probation, you're not allowed to do that. You understand?
I've explained that to him, Judge. Not even the legal.
Do you live by yourself? How far did you go in school? High school? Did you graduate? All right. So what's your dream job?
Well, I'm kind of already doing it. I'm a carpenter.
Okay.
So just pushing on to becoming a lead man and then hopefully a foreman one day.
Okay. So what do you need to do to become a lead man?
Well, take responsibility for all actions and just take responsibility of your own team. Take it all in your back, and anything anybody else does, it's on you. So,
All right. And what do you need to do to become a carpenter, a licensed carpenter? Everybody says they're a carpenter.
it's a competence. It's a competence and the OSHA rules type thing. So you got to be book wise, I'd say.
Okay.
And lots of experience.
That's it.
Okay. I mean, because I'm a carpenter. I put some photos up on the wall. Makes me a carpenter.
No, we actually get up on skyscrapers and.
I will tell you, I've built some homes with Habitat for Humanity, and you'd be shocked. At least my experience, the engineers can't measure.
Sometimes it happens. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's why I always tell people I've done the drywall, I've done the tape and float, all of that. It's a great experience to have. All right, this is what the court is going to do. 2 years deferred adjudication. $1,000 fine, that'll be probated. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider with minors. We're going to do random UAs. Could everyone please move? You're blocking probation from hearing me. Raymond, would you move a little bit out of line of sight with probation? All right. There's going to be regular random UAs, tests for levels. Those levels need to start going down. You're not allowed to use marijuana or any drugs or even drink alcohol while you're on probation. That's what the legislature has decided. Do you understand? There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. If you obtain a trade school certificate or obtain your license in carpentry, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. If you don't want to do that, they'll have you picking up trash on the side of the road because that's what community service is. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you want to be in the heat, that's completely up to you. If you want to be in the cold, that's completely up to you. But if you want to better yourself, you can get a trade school certificate or whatever in carpentry or whatever you want to do with your life. You understand? There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And I'm going to do 120 sober meetings in 120 days. There'll be a TAP evaluation out of custody. And probation, if the levels go up, then we'll follow the TAP evaluation recommendations. If they're going down, we'll just continue with the sober support meetings.
Judge, I do want to bring up any kind of travel restriction. He does work frequently in other cities, counties, even states at times. It just depends.
They'll have to approach probation.
Just let them know in advance.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. State, any objection to recalling the warrant?
There you are.
All right. The court will recall the warrant. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful in this probation?
No, Judge.
Well, no, you're not doing the probation. You need something. He needs to answer that question unless, I always tell people, you can't answer those questions for people unless you're planning on doing TDC time for them. If you are, then you can answer those.
I was willing to go in for him today.
Yeah. No, he wasn't, because he knew I wasn't going to put him in jail. That was just.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time,
No.
Judge.
So he didn't even bring a toothbrush. So anyway, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In this court, to be successful at probation, communication is key. If you find yourself having issues and you can't stop using, let probation know. That's not a 100% saying you're going to go to prison or anything, but the goal of probation is rehabilitation. So if there's something you need to let them know. If you feel as though they're not addressing your issue, you can always come back to court. So you know what that means? Don't come back to me on a motion to revoke and say, I reached out to probation, they wouldn't help me. Because you know what I'm going to ask you? Did you come to court and ask me? You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. The warrants being recalled. All right, thank you.